small-scale argument between two women over the same guy quickly escalated into a conflict involving many generations. Rasheeda's whole family is now being dragged through the muck. Rasheeda's mother had to jump and survive when Jasmine pulled out receipts so deeply, pleading with her daughter to leave before things worsened on video. Jasmine, however, was not going to back down. Oh no. Sis arrived prepared with text threads, voice notes, and a dusty old letter from Rasheeda's early years that was not to be seen by anybody. And the whole live conversation froze when the bomb went off. It was more than simply drama. It was a whole new level of exposure. The worst part was that Kirk watched from the sidelines as everything happened. Now be quiet. Hold on tight because part 1 is where everything went haywire. The night was meant to be peaceful. Rasheeda was at home, browsing through her phone, ignoring the latest rumors and trivial Twitter feuds, after wrapping off a confessional scene for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. However, one notice caused her screen to freeze. "I'm sick of being silent, Jasmine Goliv." It stated nothing more, just those terrifying words, without any emojis or clickbait captions. Rasheeda felt her heart race faster. Her blood pressure shot through the sky as she touched the notice. Jasmine was wearing a barely there hat and no makeup while live on Instagram. Her eyes glowed as if she had been sobbing or planning. A dot. Additionally, Jasmine dropped the statement that made the whole internet go viral in the first 2 minutes. Put an end to it. I was not going to remain silent. But let's be honest, baby, since some people's mothers like to pretend they're innocent. Thousands of people streamed into the action. More than 32,000 people watched in 5 minutes. It reached 100K by minute 10. Jasmine wasn't only using sophisticated language, she had backup. She displayed screen grabs of previous texts she had exchanged with Kirk. Not just any messages, however. Rasheeda's mother shared these texts to her. "Explain to me why your mother has been messaging Kirk ever since I became pregnant for the first time." Oh, you guys were unaware of it. You all were unaware of Mama Shireen's involvement. The conversation was in progress. Fire, haha. She is lying. Not Charlene, Mama. Rasheeda has to be brought in here immediately. Rasheeda was pacing her homeroom in the meanwhile. Hands shaking, jaw clenched. Her mother was involved. No, Jasmine, however, had receipts. Rasheeda's name was suddenly being tagged in comments like crazy. Get live at Rasheeda Mama at Rasheeda. At Rasheeda, NTROUBLEE. You're allowing Jasmine to treat your whole family disrespectfully. Rasheeda also went live in an instant. She did not accompany Jasmine. No, she launched 2 windows and 2 live broadcasts of her own. Pandemonium on the internet. As Jasmine continued speaking, audio was being pulled out of her speech. Video, old pictures, and letters that Rasheeda's mother is said to have written. In real time, Rasheeda clapped back. "First of all, don't mention my mother. The fact that you had 2 sexual encounters with a married guy has nothing to do with her," and became entangled. Jasmine wasn't finished, however. "Your mom, Ben, had something to do with it," she remarked with a sly smile. "Remember Christmas 2018? I'll tell you who Kirk slept with for 3 nights after I ejected him. She has gray hair and had Hennessy for breakfast." Social media went into overdrive and comments began to pour in. Kirk remained with Mama Charlene, and Rasheeda suddenly seemed to be very quiet. Love and a hip-hop reunion were written all over this. And then, without suddenly, Mama Charlene herself entered the discussion. There was no formal introduction, no camera on, just the conversation erupted. "You don't speak my name unless you're ready for the whole truth, little girl." The voice was rough, furious, and shaking with southern fire. Rasheeda froze when Jasmine gasped, but Jasmine was unfazed. The whole world knew the mother was inside the building, so she leaned closer and spoke clearly. "Then explain to them why you advised me to retain the child." "Why?" "Rasheeda didn't need to know about Kirk and me," you stated. "Inform Mom." Quiet. The stinging type of quiet. It's the kind of thing that seems like an impending storm. Mama Charlene remained silent. Her voice trailed off. She ended the conversation, but the harm had already been done. Now, Rasheeda with her eyes wide, Jasmine shot back, obviously trembling. "You cross the line when you come for my family. This ain't no show no more. You trying to ruin lives." The night everything changed, your mother wrecked everything by simply speaking the truth you were afraid to express. This was war. There was no more being kind, no more taking the high road, no more keeping it off camera. Truth. V's lineage. Family versus side girl. Loyalty against secrets. The hashtags. Mother messy, Baba, Jasmine reveal them all. Hia respond now. Family secrets live were already popular at the time both lives ended. Rashid's mother was never innocent, and perhaps never loyal, and what began as a normal clapback became into a full-fledged family feud because Jasmine dared to say what no one else would. The internet was on fire the morning after the live showdown, but the issue still stood. Why would Mama Charlene ever support Jasmine? What did Jasmine know that had a mature lady completely mute on live? Fans weren't the only ones asking, why? Was Mama Charlene messaging Jasmine behind Rasheeda's back? This topic dominated Instagram Reels, YouTube response videos, and TikTok analysis. The stakes were greater than ever, and one lady, Mama Charlene, had suddenly become the most talked about name in Atlanta. According to reports, even producers of Love and Hip Hop were rushing to get the rights to the tape before Jasmine sold it to another source. Rasheeda, however, was having a breakdown as the world waited for her to explain herself. She shared a dimly lit selfie video with swollen eyes in a now-deleted account. What occurred last night? That wasn't just her voice. I never imagined that I would have to question my own mother. She concluded the video with a single line that devastated hearts everywhere. If my mama really helped hide that baby from me, I don't even know who to trust anymore. It was nasty. It was betrayal. Rasheeda was obviously in a downward spiral, but Jasmine was only getting started. A few hours later, Jasmine went live once again, and this time she had company. She appeared more put together, with her lashes done and her lip gloss glistening, but her tone was off when she initially tilted the camera low, just revealing her face. Still venom. You guys stated I was lying. All right, great. Let's play. She gave her phone to someone and reached off camera. Nama, crazy Charlene, was there as the camera slowly panned up. She was dressed in a house coat, had no makeup on, her arms crossed, and her expression was tense as hell. Not Mama Charlene, but the internet lost its face. Damn mind. New way. The first thing Mama Charlene said was, I'm tired of people acting. Like they don't know what they did, but I ain't no snitch. This is a mess involving love and hip-hop aristocracy. The camera panned in. Rasheeda ain't gone like I have it say, but sometimes you have to clean the home before the termites chew through the walls. She sighed and gazed right into it as if she were about to testify in court. I advised Jasmine to keep the baby. That's true. Phew. Then she revealed the shocking information. It's also true that I advised her not to inform Rasheeda at the time, but it wasn't because I was trying to protect Jasmine. As the online chat erupted in gasps, she went on. You know how many times Rasheeda forgave Kirk? Because I was keeping Rasheeda from heartache. Far too many. I knew that my daughter would accept him back again when Jasmine told me she was pregnant again, so I reasoned that if she didn't know, perhaps she wouldn't break. But you protected the wrong one, Jasmine said as she sat next to her, silent, now allowing the moment to settle. Boom. This wasn't simply a reality show clapback. Mama Charlene was a mother divided between defending her kid and taking responsibility for her own disaster, and you could feel the tension on her face as it tightened. Chaos reigned at Rasheeda's residence, where, according to a voice note released by a producer, Rasheeda tossed her phone across the floor when she watched the second live, shouting like she was crying uncontrollably. How could she do this? To me? She said again. Kirk, however, remained quiet. Ironically, he packed his luggage and departed before the sun even rose. Without a statement, video, or apology, Jasmine just vanished. She addressed the camera. Kirk was. She glanced at Mama Charlene and said, Every other weekend, I sleep at my apartment while telling Rasheeda that he was working late. Guess who gave him money for gas? Guess who paid for the hotel when I didn't want him at mine? Fans were split now. Some couldn't believe Jasmine was taking advantage of the situation, while others knew she always knew. Some applauded her for exposing the truth, while others wished Rasheeda the victory. However, everyone understood in their hearts that this was about more than Kirk. Following the text message release, which included a mother's betrayal, an unknown Twitter account shared images of unfriendly communications between Mama Charlene and Kirk. In actuality, they were full of threats. I warned Jasmine not to bring up the Christmas incident, and I said, "I'm done covering for you if she finds out you stayed here again. You had best keep that receipt hidden from her." The texts were authentic. Timestamped, watermarked, and dated between 2019 and 2022. Rasheeda was kept in the dark for 3 whole years. After 3 years of treachery, the damage was done by the conclusion of Jasmine's second live performance, and social media went wild. This isn't hip-hop and love. Mama Charlene really swapped sides, and this is on par with a soap drama. Someone please grab Ionla. Family has to be fixed as soon as possible. Rasheeda posted a single Instagram story with only 5 lines and a busy, dark screen, but she hadn't gone live yet. "You always said, family first." Rasheeda was going to approach them directly, so the fallout wasn't even close to being ended. Let's just say that someone was smacked again on the set the next day, and the producers had to close the whole studio. Producers evacuated the set, pushed back production for a full day, and pleaded with Rasheeda not to turn up upset, thinking they were being clever, but they obviously didn't realize the extent of the betrayal she was entering with. Rasheeda arrived on set without a glam squad, entourage, or personal cameras, just a little purse, and her phone was already recording. This was a reality TV drama, a mother's wounds so deep they shattered her. Yes, she went live as soon as she entered. "Have you been teasing me? I'm not going to remain silent any longer." Her voice was raw and behind her, and the camera was unsteady. Producers could be heard pleading with her to stop the transmission, but she refused.